What's up, everybody? For all of you that were paying attention 2 weeks ago when I said we had a special announcement, we were going to do a special show, you got some live music from these guys over here, and lady. Welcome, Mockingbird. To my left, I've got Matt, Stacy, and Phil. We've got 3 of the 5 up here. One's playing incognito, and the other one went home early, the really talkative one, so I don't know what's up with that. But wanted to sit down with these guys. They were gracious enough to come out here, help us test this new space out. They jammed this place out. It was really awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed that. They played a lot of stuff acoustic that they don't do a lot of.
That's right.
I think they said, what, you guys have done one acoustic show like that?
One.
Yeah. So with a new EP out, they just played a bunch of their new stuff. You guys, I posted it all on the page. It's live. Hope you guys enjoy it. Have no idea what it sounds like yet, but it sounded awesome in here. So, I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. But welcome, you guys, and thank you for coming out.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm so gracious you guys were like willing to do this and really help me test this out, because as you guys know, we're working on a new project. We haven't told everybody everything yet, but we're bringing bands back. We're going to kind of do the MTV Unplugged thing, go live, raw, bring back some acoustic music, and I couldn't think of anybody better than to get you guys out here. I mean,
Right on. Appreciate that so much.
Yeah. So tell everybody a little bit about how you guys came together, how long you've been around, and maybe a little bit about the album.
You're up, sis.
Let's see. I mean, there's a lot of different avenues. One is Matt and I work together. And he actually called me in his office one day. I was doing some singer-songwriter stuff, and he called me in his office. Actually, he called me on the phone in my classroom. He was like, hey, man, come down. So I went down to his office, and we sat and we chatted. He was like, man, I just see you fronting a band. And I see, I see it all with you. I'm like, he was already in another band, respectfully. Yeah. And so it planted a little bit of a seed. And I actually, we had a... the Jamboree,
Jamboree Festival, yeah.
Whistle Stop Jamboree.
Whistle Stop in Frisco,
yeah,
right?
Whistle
right.
Stop
Yeah.
Jamboree. And Matt and I are a member of the Frisco music scene, and so we kind of got that together and fronted a band in that. It was kind of a Frankenstein experience, but fronted a band in that for the first time ever. And caught a little bit of a bug, and then Phil and I, our bass player, who left early, Brian Bentley, it was Phil's next door neighbor. And so we went over and jammed with him a couple times, and it was just kind of instant connection. We felt like we knew him forever, and we knew a lot of the same people. And so the 3 of us just kind of started playing together and getting familiar with some stuff, and I would take songs to him, and we'd kind of create them. And we did that for a while, a couple of years, and couldn't really nail down a drummer. Lead guitar was just kind of all over the place. People would come in and out, and after a few years, we kind of nailed Matt in, and then
You stole the guitar slayer.
and it's just kind of been that since. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we got to give Josh a shout out too, because my good buddy Josh, who I
Yes.
call Hook at the lounge,
Yeah.
the Scar Lounge, you guys work with him as well.
yes, yeah, work with him, and Phil and I have actually known him since. Probably since he was born. We grew up on Santa Rosa in Frisco, Texas.
Josh, yeah.
I hate that he's getting more promotion for Little Elm right now, because that's all he talks about is how much
smoke
better
a
Little
cigar
Elm is
with
than the
Josh.
Colony. But we'll give it to him tonight, just tonight.
Yeah.
So how's the new album coming along? I mean, you guys just released that, about a month ago?
Yeah, it's been about a month. We've had some spins that we always seem to do better overseas.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't explain it.
Well, it was a little hard to find the first day when you posted. I mean, I had to send you a couple of things, and I finally found it because I'm an iTunes guy, and of course it was hard to find on Apple.
Yeah.
That's really weird, but I'm digging it. What I really like is I knew what you guys sounded like, and I kind of had one thing I expected, and you started out a little bit like that, but then you all went every direction after that. I think my favorite that you guys played tonight was Time as a Healer.
Yeah.
That is a legit awesome song.
Thank you. It's funny. So we got here and we were introducing ourselves to a bunch of different really cool people, and somebody said, "What do you sound like? What's your genre?" And I was like, man, I hate that question, because we are all over the place. I think we all bring our different influences, and and we go a lot of different directions, but it just works cohesively between us. And so I think it's all stuff that we really dig, and you know, we all have different musical backgrounds, but we make it work.
Yeah, I don't think there's one lane you could say you guys stay in. I mean, you're a very old soul, got that Janis Joplin thing kind of going, and then Matt. I mean, I've known Matt for a while, so like I've seen Matt have a couple different sounds, and you never know how rock Matt's gonna go at times, or how bluesy or
really
country.
Can't, when we're in a I can't watch him because I'd start just be fangirling and be like, damn, how's he doing that? Because he does. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen him play up close and personal, but he doesn't play with a pick. He's just all over the place, insane. So I can't focus too much when he's.
I can understand. I mean, I fanboy on him, and I'm like, oh, that's my buddy. But I mean, like, it feels a little weird. Like Sarah and I were sitting back there, which is kind of cool. This is the first time my wife's ever been here while I was doing a live podcast.
Right on.
So now I kind of know how that goes for you guys. But yeah, it's really awesome. I think how you guys are not just sticking to one thing or trying to fit into one sound or what's popular, what's current. I like that. It reminds me of when I went out to California when my brother was living in California, and they want to just call everything bluegrass, and you know, like this, everything's got a steel guitar and you know, some big stand-up bass, and you know, I think everybody's trying to stay in that one sound. Where as you travel through California and stuff, and you see it, like it's a really broad, and the ones that seem to be really successful are the ones that like don't just take that one thing. They kind of just play with that sound and mix from everything that they're influenced by. I think that's a lot cooler.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we take pride in that a little bit. You know, it's something that we really care about, creating not only music that we dig and we like, but we almost have taken the stance too is it's almost as selfish as a songwriter, as a musician. Selfishly, you want to play stuff that you really dig and enjoy and create. And it's almost like, I don't care if you like it or not. I mean, we enjoy it. But you also want to, you know, write meaningful songs and songs that connect and music that people dig. So I guess it's a two-way street, but...
Yeah. How did COVID help you guys with that? I mean, I've seen where COVID destroyed bands. I see, you know, because it took away a lot of their income and they couldn't go out and gig for a while. Some of them got tighter. Some of them just took that time to really just, you know, isolate, go in their own place and, you know, do what they do, make new music. I feel like COVID, like, helped you guys a lot because you guys, from what I know, got together and really started gelling right before all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then it kind of gave you guys some time to like really kind of craft and write songs together. Mm-hmm. How was that for you guys from your perspective?
Well, from a songwriting standpoint, I mentioned in the when we were playing earlier that I was writing a lot, but it took a different turn in that I used to just write acoustic. I'm an acoustic player, and so the songs that I would write were acoustic songs. And so really for the first album, it was these guys taking these acoustic songs and gently creating and crafting, you know, more rock and roll, if you will, around it. I think with this one, Matt was sending me a ton of music, licks, riffs, and so from a songwriter perspective, you know, and I would chunk away trying to, you know, mimic what he was sending me just to create, you know, lyrics and be able to play it as well. But that's the way the majority of this album was written and then recorded. We recorded in 2020. So in the midst of COVID, we, you know, we would get together and socially distance, but practice and start kind of banging away at these new songs, and then we were able to get in the studio and record. Yeah. So
I'd say that they were definitely, you know, during that time frame, you know, everybody had their circle.
Yeah.
You know, they're really close knit, you know, family. But we were fortunate to be able to also have a close knit circle that just happen to be our friends that happen to be musicians, and we just wrote some songs to that.
Yeah,
And that
that's
was a
awesome.
blast. Yeah, it was a good deal.
Yeah.
It definitely helped out through that time frame, mentally
Awesome.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be something that, I mean, helped a lot of people, whether it was going back to music or having that as an outlet when everything else was taken away.
I remember early on, Matt was trying to figure out a way. I bought something I haven't touched, but we were trying to jam. Like virtually over the internet and
Yeah, I was trying to make
tried
them all
that. We ended
connect
up in a
online to
barn.
each other.
Yeah,
And,
the
and
IT
try to
guy
play.
trying to get fancy with everybody.
And then we just
Yeah.
ended up in a barn out in Denison. And
Yeah, that's
so,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we would just play out in this cool space, but we would all get together and socially distance, but get to jam live. I remember the first time we were able to do that, like
Yeah,
finally.
it felt
Yeah, it was
fantastic
really-
to just let it rip.
So was that like the first time, like, as a collective? Or are you just saying the
just
first
as
time as of COVID?
Yeah, since
Just during
everybody had
COVID.
been
Yeah.
Yeah, it
distanced.
was like the album and stuff kind of happened, I think, over COVID, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
recorded in
and
2020.
I think the barn is where the John Prine "Sweet
Mhm.
Revenge." I think that's where that song
Yeah.
was born into existence for us to
Yeah.
Because
cover.
prior to COVID, we were playing pretty regular. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
when COVID hit, it was like,
Yeah.
no.
Did you guys get to record all together, or was it like you guys going in individually recording and
Our
then like
albums,
getting?
our albums, we play together.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's live tracks.
Yeah.
Like we make a point to really just be as raw as we can, and it comes through.
Yeah, definitely. I just wasn't sure from what you said if you meant like when you got together and got to play live, if that was like the first time
Well, it
since
was the
you
first
worked
time
on the album
since
that you really
COVID.
just got to
Yeah.
go, or
Yeah.
that you recorded separately. Because I know a couple of bands where some of them were so hardcore about COVID that they individually went in, and I was like, how did you do that when you don't get to like be together and collectively collaborate? Like, I can only imagine how much more back and forth that would be if you couldn't just jam together.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, she says socially distant, but I mean, like I said, this was
I
our
know
circle.
you well
This is
enough to
our
know what
circle.
that meant.
This is our circle.
And I
man.
saw Phil's face down there. It was like, wait, what are you guys talking
I
about?
mean,
She was the
you
only
know.
one in the booth.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Well, what do you guys have coming up, man? I don't want to keep you guys a whole lot longer because I know you guys have given up a lot of your time. This is kind of way out somewhere. We're not saying where yet still, but
Right?
yeah.
Right. Go ahead.
I think we're taking a little time to write. We just released, and so we're ready, to create, and that's kind of the process of, this whole thing. So taking some time to write and get some new things flowing, and go from there.
Do you
That's-
guys have any shows coming up?
Honestly, I think
Currently?
our next gig is booked in September.
Okay.
We don't actually do just a ton of shows in this band,
Right.
which is kind of cool. I've played in all kinds of bands where we're just playing all the time.
Yeah.
And you get burnt. It's hard to do.
Yeah,
You
when
know,
it's every week,
it's
2,
hard
3
to do.
shows.
Yeah, it's hard to get. It's hard to get people together that all have their own life outside of music. It's hard to do. So.
Especially you being a dad again.
Yeah, but
Daddy.
it's good. The one thing I really enjoy about this band is I do enjoy the space. There's times where I really do want to play more, but sometimes it just means more when we're able to space it out. And honestly, I've been around enough to know that your fans, especially your local fans, they don't want to see you every damn weekend.
Yeah, you don't want to do that every weekend. It
No.
kind of gives you some time to, and I know that from when I was, younger, and I did the stuff where I did guitar teching and lights and sound of the band. It's when you leave every week and you go from Thursday night to Sunday, and you're playing in whatever market and in the bus, off the bus. I mean, that gets old real quick, and it's
Quick.
where it ruins a lot of relationships. A lot of stuff happens. You get all up on top of each other, and like you said, your same solid local base, they don't want to see you play. They're not going to go watch you play every single night,
No.
around the Metroplex. Like,
No.
they're going to pick the best place that they really like to go hang out. So yeah,
They
I
should.
think that's cool that you guys are picking like select festivals and stuff like that to do.
On the
That's
other
the deal.
hand, if we had the opportunity to hop on a bus and go tour for a little bit, I don't think any of us would say no.
No,
But
definitely not.
I don't feel
But
like
yeah.
Matt would.
Oh, I would go. I travel well.
I travel
travel
well.
light,
I do.
except for his gear.
Yeah, except for that.
Well, I just want to thank you guys again for coming out. When we get this a little more set up, and this gets a little further down the road, definitely want to have you guys back since you were the first.
Right on.
You guys
That'd
got
be
to like
great.
really kick this thing off. So,
that'd be
but
great.
yeah, thank you guys so much.
you.
And you guys go check out their album. You can find it anywhere and everywhere. I'll share the link again on my page. But check them out. I think you guys will really dig them. And go check out the live videos. Give us some feedback.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank
Thank you
Hey,
guys.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.